Okay, so Ed Dana said do a video. I just popped into that chat probably in the last 10 minutes of it. Just got home from the cabin and yeah, putting in a window. But this is one of the net pockets I'm trying to get to. As you can see, it's not quite there yet. I gotta get it nice and tight on either side, and yeah, cutting that out with the CNC. So just testing some stuff, and maybe I'll get to cutting a guitar at some point. This Ibanez I got in Nanaimo, BC. Um, just it spoke to me when I went into the music shop. It sounded awesome. I've had to replace the EQ and pickup. Um, but yeah, it just sounded great to me. The guy said, "You want it?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I don't quite have the cash." So he's like, "Well, take it home and we'll square it up later." And that's exactly what we did. So I took it home, played it a bit, loved it, and brought him back. I think just over $200. I put a little bit down and then finished off the payment later on, a couple weeks later. So that's how I got that one. This one's more recent. Still got the tag on her. And I got this before Scott Grove's video in case anybody thinks it's that way. But I saw one of these and I could not buy it. So sounds awesome. Looks awesome. The only real flaw I've really noticed is right up here, the lacquer. Some of this inlay has basically started to come up through the lacquer. So that passed QA, but it sounds good. So it's one of those that passed, but maybe wasn't quite perfect. But all this is really nice. It's just up on the headstock, so yeah, got one of those, and yeah, love it. Definitely love it. Okay, so I don't really know where to start. Let's start with this Peavey. So this was my second guitar. It went through the garage band days. It's got some dings, some dents, dings, and changed pick guard, and I've since lost the knobs, sadly. I'm pretty sure the original pickups were kept, but I just changed out the pick guard. So there's that. Auction, J Tercer, it was cheap. Grabbed it. It's not bad. I mean, for a cheapo guitar, it's not horrible. This is the Predator Plus. This one's from Indo. It gets real dusty up here, and I need to clean everything and tend to all of my gear. Like I said, I'm fairly hard on my stuff. And this one, the Washburn, again, fairly hard on it. Had a moped engine dropped on it one day by accident. Maverick, Maverick series. This one, I really like the neck on. Just totally happy with it. I really like how this one plays, just overall. And this one, it needs a lot of work. We have Squier bass, and I bought it because of the inlay, mostly the inlay. But I love it now. I wasn't a Fender lover, and I don't know, I just really like this bass for some reason. It's one of my favorites. Just classical. This was thrown out in the garbage, and need to get another set of strings for it. Venus flytrap for you. And some of the $2 strings from Best Buy. And a Mapex M Series Birch kit and a bunch of electric drum stuff project I'm trying to work on. Everything needs to be cleaned up and dusted. Yeah, we have a Marshall JMD1. So that's it's a tube power amp, but half tube, half solid state preamp. And PV Bandit 112. Dad got this for me when I was younger. Really, about all that needs to be done is I need to take it apart and give the pots a good cleanup. And I'd like to get a new speaker. This went through the garage days as well. Cranked. Slammer, hammer. I got this one because I liked the teal top. It was nice. So another auction guitar, but not too bad. Gonna have to tend to that one and get it set up and going. Just too much other stuff going on in life right now. Like a 1963 Tohatsu Run Pet that's being rebuilt and work and all kinds of stuff. So I shall pull out two more. What fits in a case that looks like that? A Quest by Vantage. This is the Quest Attack 5 with Hetfield EMGs, and changed out the tuners for Lock and Grovers with the mini tips, because the other ones weren't very good, and these ones actually look a little better on there, being smaller and a fairly small guitar. So, but I got this to replace one that was stolen in high school and then sold and found in a music store again, but too much to afford and no real proof of original ownership because it was just a bought from a buddy kind of guitar. So the one I had was all black, but it had been painted many times. This is the original finish on this one. Made in Japan, Quest A500. Yeah, what is it? Oh, 5,089. So I think this is the second year. First year, these guitars usually have a the neck isn't painted. So then they went to these other necks, and I think the serial numbers are just a little bit different from the first year, but I got it back in some way. Not my original one, but one to replace it, so happy. And a case. Didn't have a case at the time, but when it got stolen and put into the music store, they found a case for it, and jumped the price up even more because they had a case and wouldn't sell it without the case. So, but one more, I think. There may be some others hidden around here, but they're not worth really looking at. So this one here was another auction guitar. It's a Sigma. And this one was kind of a mistake of me. Just got a little caught up in the auction, and I think I got up to like 220 bucks on it or something like that. So I hop in the truck and go to pick up the guitar and get there, and she hands me an invoice for 20 bucks. So I said thanks and walked out of the door with an awesome guitar and case, and they haven't bugged me for that other 200 since, so let's just call it a wash for all the times they've screwed me for poor customer service. So, we'll take a look at just a couple of crappy ones I've been thrown in the past. I really gotta dust these drums, and I just picked up this rack too so I can mount some of the electronic drums. I've got an Alesis drum setup, and I want to hook that into an electronic kind of deal with the Roland mesh pads over there. Just as I get time, really. Yeah, here's the trigger I/O. So I can plug all my drums into there and just run a USB into whatever MIDI device, and away I go. I think the other ones are stuffed away back in here. These ones are kind of weird. And I don't know, maybe you'll recognize them and say, hey, that was from this magazine or something like that. But one of them's been heavily modified, but so label's kind of been ripped off that. Get this out into some light here. Getting dusty. So kind of funky. Japanese. I mean, it's pretty horrible. I mean, it's like a horrible guitar, but just play-wise. I'm not sure how those pickups were really supposed to line up like that. That one's not so bad. That one's a little off. Maybe it's in backwards or something. Never really noticed that. Till now. And this other one is kind of like my first wood shop and experiments in the garage with all I had was really a sander and a paintbrush. So kind of took it down and didn't know anything about filling or wood filler or anything, or grain filler or anything like that. So just kind of mucking about. But yeah, another weird Japanese plywood, or yeah, pretty much. Whoops. Sure, put another ding in it. See, again, I'm hard on my stuff. But that pretty much includes most of the guitars here, so yeah. There's my MIDI. I'm sorry, I lied. The Mark II is in there. I should take that out to the cabin. Mark II, quality musical instruments, a student guitar made in China. Nice.